20-minute animated movie that came out about 30 years ago called Martin the Cobbler. Story about an elderly man who was a shoemaker, and his shop was in the basement. Martin, one day while falling asleep at his table, dreamed that God said to him, "I will come and visit you." And he waited day in and day out for that visit. In the meantime, he saw a mailman in the winter delivering the mail and freezing. He welcomed him in, gave him hot chocolate. He saw a mother and child with not enough clothing to keep themselves warm. He brought them in, gave them clothing for themselves to help warm them up. He saw an elderly woman carrying groceries, barely able to get home. He went out and helped. And then one day, God visited him. And Martin said to God, "I was waiting for you and waiting for you, and you never came." God said, "I came. I was the mailman. I was the mother and child. I was the elderly woman with the groceries." St. Paul, in the second reading, tells us that we remember always that when we welcome strangers, by doing that, many times we entertain angels without even knowing it. Second book of Kings, story of a woman who took care of Elisha the prophet, gave him a place to stay whenever he came by, and a room for himself, was rewarded with a child. Matthew's Gospel, Jesus intensifies his interest and his homily and his preaching about welcome and hospitality. He says that anyone who welcomes someone, even a stranger, welcomes him. And even if we just give a cup of water to someone, we do that and we welcome the Father. I offer to you, people, that Pope Francis made the sense of hospitality a major part of his papacy when he first began. Journeying and welcoming, the Pope visited first these migrants in a little island that were risking their lives to cross the Mediterranean to live a better life for themselves and their families. The Pope said that Christians need to be building bridges to welcome others, and not walls to keep them out. He said the issue of migration, even mass migration, really isn't about the migrants. It's about each one of us and how we see ourselves and how we face our fears and prejudices and how we help others. I offer to each of you on this 13th Sunday that we learn to welcome strangers, to be kind to others, to feed the hungry and clothe the naked, and for those imprisoned. Because by doing that, we welcome God, we help God, and we follow Christ. God bless. Have a good week.